But Trump is signing more executive orders, and for whatever reason, he had Kid Rock inside of the Oval Office while he was doing it. I don't understand it, but I want to review it in real time, and I'm going to objectively watch and see exactly what's happening and tell you whether or not I agree with it or not. All right. So this is Trump inside of the Oval Office signing more executive orders yesterday.
So it's an honor to have you back. A friend of mine, Kid Rock, sometimes referred to as Bob. I know him as Bob, but he's been a good friend for a long time, many years, and he's been
What
after something
does
that
Kid Rock have on, fam? Listen, y'all, you could be America first without looking like a weirdo, bro. You could be America first without being Sideshow Bob. You could be America first without having the American flag on every single thing that you do. Why does he look like Evil Knievel? Somebody says Kid Rock has always been invited to the cookout. Why do y'all want to invite everybody to the cookout? Why is the cookout a fun thing to go to? Somebody says he's a fellow Detroit brother. Let me tell you something. Listen, I rock with Kid Rock. I actually rock with his politics for the most part. Most of the things he says, I agree with. Kid Rock does not live in Detroit. Let's be very clear here. A lot of people, I'm going to be objective. I'm going to tell you what my real thoughts are. A lot of people always, you know what I don't like? I don't like when people are always saying and claiming where they're from instead of claiming where you at. You are a taxpayer wherever you are. Now, I believe that Kid Rock, if I'm not mistaken, is in Tennessee. I believe that Kid Rock is from Tennessee. Also, when people say that they are from Detroit, they are not always from Detroit. They are usually from a surrounding area, which is cool. We like Oakland County. We like Wayne County. We like Macomb County, okay? But everybody that say that they are from Detroit are not from Detroit. They have probably never lived in the city. They have never paid any taxes into the city. They just got the label because they're from a surrounding area in Michigan. They are not always from Detroit. Shout out to Safari. I'm going to read that super chat shortly, okay? So let's be clear. When you move, you should claim the place that you are at, not the place that you allege to have come from. Claim the place that you are currently living in. Do not claim. I hate when people, oh man, we got to honor them. Then you fly them back in and you spend all of this money to bring them in just to have them at some kind of sporting event or something. No, you are where you pay taxes at. You are where you contribute into the school system. You are where you pay your property taxes from. All right. Listen, if you're not here with us, getting to it, running it up, participating with the people, helping them. And I'm not hating because I think that people should be able to go and move wherever it is that they are. But why do people always think that just because your parents lived here or your parents was from a surrounding area that you automatically get pat? Oh, no, that's from Detroit. No, dog, you are in Tennessee. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Stop trying to claim in order to get some kind of visibility or get some clout. Oh, no, we here, we live in it. I'm looking at the people mover. I'm staring at Canada literally right now. I am really in Detroit right now. Right now, I'm in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be where you at. You don't always have to claim it and all of this stuff. No, you don't have to always do that. It's cool. It's cool. So, Kid Rock in Tennessee, going to visit the White House. Let's see what's happening.
Is for the good of a lot of people, including in particular the public, and having to do with ticket sales and scalping and all of the gouging that you have been reading about. That's gotten worse and worse with time. And I didn't know too much about it, but I checked it out, and it is a big problem. And I thought, I think you've been trying to get
claim where you born, claim where you at. Claim where you at, because that's where you give your money to. If the people in the city itself or the residents is not benefiting, if you are not contributing into the economy, you should not be able to get the clout that goes along with it. It almost, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of people that are gang members that say, yeah, man, no, this is my street. But you don't pay taxes there. You don't own nothing there. Why are you fighting and dying and your blood is laying on the streets of a city that you're not actually, you don't own no property in that hood? You see what I'm saying? Like, for me, it doesn't make sense. It don't make sense, honestly. Eminem lives here in Michigan. Big Sean, I think he out there in California or something, out there with Janae Aiko. Big Sean is out there in California. He come back and visit and do a concert and get some money, do a couple songs with some artists, and then he go back out to California, and that's cool. I have no problem with that. But Big Sean ain't been here in Detroit. Big Sean's father is here. I run into Big Sean's father all the time. I even talk to him on the phone sometimes. I run into Big Sean's father. He drive a regular, basic, kind of dusty car. Honestly, he drive a little basic, dusty car. I'm being real with you. He drive a basic, dusty car. He be at the gas station sometimes. I'll be like, what's going on? Hey, what's happening, man? I was checking in on your channel. Big Sean is out in California. Lizzo is in California. They pay taxes and property taxes in California. I'm just being real. I'm being 100%. I don't know what y'all talking about. These people don't be living here. They claim it because they went to school here, or maybe they was born and raised here, but they moved out and they went and got their own thing, and that's cool. That's dope. I have no problem with it whatsoever. But come on, fam. Y'all, they don't live here. They don't really live here. It's a brain drain. Once they blow up, they take their talent and they move somewhere else. And then they go and they live their life and they raise their kids and they pay their property taxes and their money over into those states. And then they come back for a concert and they make all of their money. Yeah, I'm from Detroit. Election season. Yeah, I'm from Detroit. And then they gone. They're not really here, bro. They're not here. Just keeping it 100.
Said for 20 years or something. He said Trump got it done in 2 weeks. But we came up with a very serious EO. And I'm going to sign it now, and maybe I'll ask you, Will, to explain a little bit about it, please.
Of course, sir. So this is an executive order, as you said, that deals with the ticket reselling business. For fans of live entertainment and for entertainers as well, the ticket reselling industry has become a huge issue. These people use bots and computer algorithms to buy up huge blocks of tickets and then jack up the price so that fans of live entertainers like Mr. Ritchie, I almost called him Mr. Rock, don't have access to concerts the way that they should. And when they do, it's at exorbitantly high prices. So what this executive order does, it charges the FTC and the Department of Justice with rigorously enforcing laws on the books in collaboration with state attorneys general that have power over consumer protection and other people who have the power to really crack down on this issue so that entertainers and fans won't be subject to these abusive and oftentimes illegal practices.
Good. Thank you very much. Bob, you want to say something?
I still don't understand it. I'm not really understanding what the executive order does. Y'all tell me in the chat, give me some insight. Maybe I'm not catching it 100%. Cracking down on ticket fees and scalpers. I don't understand. Y'all give me the insight on what's going on here.
Yeah, anybody it doesn't matter your politics. First off, thank you, Mr. President, because this has happened at lightning speed. I know you I want to make sure Alina Haba gets her credit too, because I know she worked very hard on this, but thank you for making this happen so quick. Anyone who's bought a concert ticket in the last decade, maybe 20 years, no matter what your politics are, knows that it's a conundrum. You buy a ticket for $100, by the time you check out, it's 170. You don't know what you can charge for, but more importantly, these bots, they come in to get all the good tickets to your favorite shows you want to go to, and then they're relisted immediately for sometimes a 400% or 500% markup. And the artists don't see any of that money. And, ultimately, I think this is a great first step.
Wait. So let's be clear. We're changing the fees that's associated with it because resellers are benefiting from it, but the artist doesn't get any more money as a result of what they're charging for their show. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Objectively speaking, I don't agree with it. The only reason that the artists are advocating for this is because they don't get any more profit as a result of whatever it is that they sold their ticket for. I don't agree with it. Y'all say Beyonce tickets $1,500, too much for women to buy. Well, guess what? Don't go. Don't go. The value of something is what somebody is willing to pay for it. If you're willing to pay for it, then pay for it. If you don't agree with it, listen, I am a true capitalist. I am a true capitalist. 100%. 100% a capitalist. If you don't like something, then don't buy the product. You are not being forced. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. Nobody is saying that you have to see Beyonce. And if the market dictates that this is what the prices are and people are willing to pay for it, then that is what the market dictates. Go to a normal show. I go to shows all the time. I go to shows at the Shelter. I go to shows at the Fillmore. I go to shows at bowling alleys. I go to local shows. I go to stand-ups. I go to all kind of stuff. Guess what? You can get in for $10, $15. At max, a lot of times you can get in $20, $30 for a ticket. The shows that I want to go to, I'll pick and choose. My thing just so happened to be basketball games. I'm willing to pay a premium. I'm willing to pay more than $100,000 a year for season tickets. Guess what? I didn't last year because I didn't like the product. Now that they're making the playoffs and I like what's happening with the organization, they called me and said, Anton, do you want to get your season tickets again? I said, yeah, I want my season tickets. Nobody put a gun to my head and said that I had to buy season tickets or I have to sit front row or I have to do this or I have to do this. You are not entitled to do anything. But if that's what they're charging, the way that you vote is by saying that I don't want to do it anymore, which then force them to reduce the cost of whatever the tickets are. If you don't want to go, you don't want to go. But the artist complaining, saying that I don't get enough money because they reselling it, but we not making no additional money for it, and that's why we need to stop the scalpers. Nope. It's my tickets. I can do what I want to with them. When I get season tickets, I'm not going to go to all 41 games. The games that I do decide to go to, usually is commensurate with whatever the value is that I'm paying for it. But on the flip side, I may give some of the tickets away, but then Steph Curry may be in town. And I don't want to see Steph Curry because I've already seen the Golden State Warriors and they're not that exciting to me anymore. They was back when, right before Kevin Durant and all of them got there. But if I decide to sell my tickets and I make triple of what that game is worth of what I paid for that particular ticket, when you break it down on a game-by-game basis after you get your season tickets, guess what? Should nobody be able to tell me, oh, you should only be able to make this amount of money, or you shouldn't be able to. It's my tickets. If nobody buys the tickets, then you're not going to refund me my money. But if somebody decides that they wanted to pay triple because, oh, man, I'm from China and I got a bunch of money and I want to go and see Steph Curry, you should not be able to limit how much I sell my tickets for. You shouldn't be able to limit what I sell my tickets for. Oh, I'm going to recoup some of that $100,000 because I'm not going to go to all 41 games. I don't even want to go to all 41 games. I probably want to go to about 10 tops. The other 31 games, I'm going to give it to clients. I'm going to give it to people, and it's going to be some on the calendar that don't align with my schedule, and those is going to be sold. I'm not even going to be in town. I should be able to do what I want to do on my tickets. There should be no limit to what I can do and what I sell my tickets for. I don't understand this. I really don't.
I would love down the road if there'd be some legislation that we could actually put a cap on the resale of tickets. And I'm a capitalist and a deregulation guy, but
somebody said that if you buy all of the tickets, hold on, wait. Somebody said if you buy all of the tickets, buying up a block of tickets seems unfair to the average fan. What do you mean? If y'all wasn't buying the tickets from resellers, then they would stop doing it because they wouldn't make no money from it. It's all dependent on you. It's all dependent on you. You cannot put a cap on what it is.
This is places in Europe, and it seems to be the only thing that's us as artists be able to get the tickets into the hands of the fans at the prices we set. I'll be the first one to say, and I know the president doesn't like when I say this, but I'm a little overpaid right now. It's kind of ridiculous. I would rather be, a hero to working class people and have
sell
them be
your
able to
tickets
come
to cheap.
attend my shows and give them a fair ticket price. I can't control that right now. So hopefully this is a step to really be
All
able to
you
make
got to do is divest yourself from doing business with Live Nation or Ticketmaster or whatever it is, and do the J. Cole method. J. Cole, I remember when J. Cole, one of the ways that he blew up is he did the Dollar and a Dream tour. And he didn't do it to where he made it available on Live Nation and Ticketmaster. He sold it on his own website. He put out his own stuff. He made sure that he did that it was limits on it, and that's the way they played it. It is more ways to be able to do it. And then J. Cole made his money off the merch and all of the other things that they was monetizing at those particular shows. If you are a man of the people, then there are other ways around it. You do not have to do business with the powers that be. If you got your own fan base, you don't have to worry about that. But we always I don't know. I don't agree with it. Maybe I should agree with it, and it's something that I don't understand about it. But I don't
make that happen. A lot of artists and a lot of fans who love concerts and music are going to be very appreciative.
And I think
Artists
Bob
does
is more
control the
interested in the fans.
They can
and
choose
the
not to
people
do it.
that are having to pay crazy prices than he is the artist. Maybe the artist a little bit, but the fans a lot. I've spoken to him over the years about it.
Y'all said he can't control the Drake. Well, they shouldn't have signed with the labels that they signed with. Listen, I'm not feeling sorry for no millionaires. I'm not feeling sorry for no millionaires. That's the deal that they signed. You sign a deal that also includes you having a tour this many dates at the stadium, Live Nation, whatever. That's what you signed. I'm not feeling sorry for these guys.
And it's been, it bothers him. It bothers a lot of other artists too. See, the artists, and they go out with $100 ticket and it sells for $2,000 the following night. And
Sounds like a
they seem to
profit.
be able to sweep up the best locations too, which is pretty amazing. So
They've only enforced that box act one time, I believe.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, New York City, we got a $2 million fine. And that's the only time they've enforced that act.
and who's the primary culprit? Who sells these tickets?
It's the scalpers. It's these bots go in and they're automated. So
But is there a company involved? You might know.
No. Well, there's reselling markets. Yeah.
I think I know, Peter. But that's all right. Don't get him involved.
What company do you think?
Maybe they're more innocent than we think.
They're the company.
Well, if you think of it, like
Live Nation,
if
Ticketmaster.
Ticketmaster sells a ticket, if you buy a ticket and go to a show, you're in a lot of ways their worst customer. Because they make another 17, whatever percentage
Table
every time
winners.
that ticket resells. So they don't want to enforce the bots.
Okay, Sable. I tell you what, Sable, you call in. I'm gonna drop the link just for you, since you know so much more about the music industry than I do, because I got friends all over the music industry. For Sable winners, and you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to. I can pull you up without being on camera. And I'm not to debate you. I want you to actually educate me. I want Sable to educate me on exactly how the music industry works so that I can better understand and get a better understanding. I just dropped the link in the chat for you. I shouldn't have to do my research because I got people like you that's rocking with me and that subscribe to the channel that can actually give me some education and some understanding on how we do it, right? So Sable, you are more than welcome to be able to come up. You do not have to be on camera at all. And I would love for you to educate me on exactly how this whole thing works and why I am missing it, because this is more about fraud and theft and not about scalpers. Kid Rock said that it was about scalpers. I can hear you well. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Listen, no disparaging. I really just wanted to say, first of all, I am a voting member of the Recording Academy San Francisco chapter.
Nice.
Have been since 2003. I'm
Okay.
very active with my chapter, and I'm very proactive when it comes to music education and advocacy.
Okay.
I think what's happening here is the problem with the music industry is everyone's stealing from every angle.
Mhm.
We got Spotify stealing, we've got everyone stealing, and we've got the problem of getting what is ours, what we have worked hard for, and we don't really get what we are owed with
When you
our
say,
hard.
can I ask you some follow-up questions as you explain
Yes.
this? When you say stealing, for example, and you use Spotify as an example, what do you mean by that? Can you go more in depth?
Well, pennies on the dollar, not even pennies,
Mm,
micro pennies, micro of what we have on streaming, for example. It's very hard for musicians, professional musicians out here more and more. We're the only group, I would say, that have not gotten a cost of living raise since the 70s. We work really hard creating our music, really hard releasing our music. The money that we have as independent, and I am an independent artist, I
mm.
can't speak to someone at the level of Kid Rock or Beyonce or anything of that nature. They have the level of support that they need. They have the income, they have the pockets. Individual artists like myself, if you have a show and you're selling your tickets and they're on something like, the the ticket outlets, Live Nation, you know which ones I'm talking
Mhm,
about.
mhm.
The ticket sales and any fees to process should be it. But what happens is on a very large scale, technology and bots are taking over and they are grabbing tickets and making it hard for our audiences to attend. So you end up performing to a smaller audience because they cannot afford all of these additional things that the thieves who shouldn't be involved are doing. They're buying up lots of tickets through bots.
So Sable, let me ask
Yeah.
you a question. Let me ask you a question. And again, I may be misunderstanding here, but if they are buying up the tickets, that means that you still profit regardless of whether or not they resell them or not, right?
It's not about profit so much as they make it difficult for the end user so that they don't buy the tickets, they don't attend the concerts, and you end up performing to a lesser full stadium or venue or whatever it is. If it's at that level,
Uh-huh.
they're increasing. When you charge a ticket that you want, that you have established that is the right price.
Right.
Then they buy it up. And I'm not talking just a handful of tickets, I'm talking thousands of tickets. One entity, two entities buying them up. And if you charge $90, they end up making that $90 ticket that you established for your audience
Mm-hmm.
to be 150, 170 some, sometimes 200 some dollars, 300 some dollars. It does not make sense. That is not the intent of the artist.
So why not go to a different outlet? Why not use an Eventbrite? Why not use some other?
Well,
Why
let
not
me
use
tell
your own
you,
personal website in order to ensure that you can actually prevent this from happening?
right. Eventbrite is on the low level.
Okay.
You're not going to be selling big tickets like that on Eventbrite and places like that, Splash Page, whatever.
Why not?
You're not going to be doing that. You're going to go with a large, reputable agency.
Right,
And
but if you're using that large reputable agency, then that means that you're paying for exposure also, right? You're
well,
giving up something to get something. Whereas if you go to Eventbrite or you sell it on your own website, that would mean that you're interdependent on yourself as an independent artist in
yeah,
order to do the tickets and be able to market yourself and to use your own social media platforms in order to get those tickets moved, right?
yeah. It's not that easy. When you're at a certain level, you use the established entities that are out there that people are accustomed to, that they know,
Hmm.
that they trust. And beyond that, we have no control because they're the ones that's supposed to be selling. What happens is they're purchased by bots, digitally purchased in large lots,
Hmm.
and then they steal from the entity that you originally decided that's who you have the contract with. But they buy the bots, which are not even American. Let me just be honest. A lot of this is coming from Asia, some from India as part of that. They don't even live here, they're not even a part of this country,
Hmm.
but they buy them up through their technology and resell them on a hot market. a hot market.
So do you believe that they should eliminate the ability for people to be able to buy and resell tickets?
No,
What's the
absolutely not.
solution?
No,
What do you think the
I,
solution is?
I disagree with that, because then we're talking about micromanagement. I think that individuals, small entities, have the right to try to make some form of income off of it, but not on a large scale, as is these bots from other countries are doing. And they're making it difficult for the artists. They're making it harder and harder for the artists. That's the problem. It's not about
Why
greed.
are you saying they're making it hard for the artists?
If you can't get butts in the seats, then
Well,
you're in
let
trouble.
me preface it by saying that it seems like the large scale operations usually target large scale artists, the Taylor Swifts, the Beyoncés, and so on and so forth, right? And it seems as though they are profiting massively off of whatever it is. But I think that you're speaking to a completely different demographic, right? You're speaking to much smaller artists than the Drakes and all of those type of people. Are they still targeting you guys at the same rate that they're targeting the larger artists also?
Well, no, no. It's really for about popularity. I mean, if you're at that level, obviously you're going to be a target. And I tend to believe that where one goes, it goes further down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And we just can't allow this type of fraud is the problem. It's this industry is ripe with fraud. And when the bottom line comes down, you still got to pay the venue, you got to pay all of the crew, you got to pay so much out of the bottom line profits. And bet that cuts into your profit and makes it harder for you the next time and the next time. It's bigger than just ticket sales. But I just wanted to just say, you're very conscientious in doing your deeper research and learning things that are not really, your bailiwick.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, we get it coming from every possible angle, and it's sickening. But we need support, and we do advocacy day twice a year, where we go to our congressmen and we appeal to them for various things and protections that we need as artists.
Okay.
It looks glamorous from the outside looking in, but a lot of us, especially at my level, are down here struggling
Mm.
because of the fraud.
So the main argument is not necessarily relevant to the tickets themselves, but to the industry. You don't necessarily care for the way that the industry operates.
It's not just the industry, it's the things that are allowed within the industry that we don't have advocacy for. And I'm not a Kid Rock fan. I just not, but
Mhm.
I appreciate that he has gotten to the level where he can speak to the president on an issue, just a small issue, compared to the many large issues that we have. But
Mm.
I'm glad that he's doing this, because that sheds a spotlight on the things that are going on that the average citizen has no idea that is occurring.
Do you think that people should care more about what's happening to the smaller scale artists and the people that are looking to make a living in this particular industry?
Oh my goodness. I think that we should care about what's happening in our houses, in our own homes. But the average person just does not understand that it looks glamorous from the outside.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of us are struggling, even at some higher levels, are struggling even more. A lot of people, they have these homes, they have these cars, they have all of this. They can't afford that.
Mm.
They're being stolen from every possible angle. And you got to work, you got to keep getting out there and getting in front of the audience. That's how we make our money, mostly with performance and tickets. It's not sales of streams and selling of things. No, we don't make that money from our music unless we're getting in front of an audience. That's where the money comes from.
Even independent.
As an independent, yes, absolutely.
Mm.
Especially as an independent, because you get paid less than anyone when you're at the smaller end. So them just what he's doing is he's just trying to set precedents for, look at us, look what's happening to us too.
Okay, I got you.
That's all.
I appreciate you, Sable, for the conversation. See, it's no you know, debate or anything like that. It's just asking questions so that you can give me the insight.
I appreciate it. Yes, it's really hard out here, and the best way, the only way really that we can make any type of money is through merchandise and ticket sales. When we get out there on the road, it's
I think that it's
it's a hard
important.
thing.
I think that a lot of times, like with all industries, you can talk about it with newspapers. You can talk about it when it comes to movie stars and movies and everything transitioning away from people actually going to the show and stuff. I think that there's always a changing of the guard and an evolution of technology that people fail to adapt to a lot of times, whether that be from the marketing side, the visibility side, staying relevant. Um, I think that people think that other people are supposed to value what they do and what they do from an artistry perspective versus um, the evolution of whatever it is that's happening in that industry. Legacy media is being upended. The music industry is being upended. And I think that by the time that some people catch the wave and they figure out how to rebrand themselves or market or make other monies in different ways, that sometimes it's too late and it's changing again. So I think that artists and independents also needs to learn how to market themselves different and evolve and adjust and create visibility and go direct to consumer and fans. And we have more tools to do that than ever before. Whereas a lot of times we can say, well, Spotify takes a percentage of the money. I can say that YouTube takes a percentage of my money, but at the same time, I wouldn't be making as much money. I wouldn't even be relevant from a social media perspective if it wasn't for this platform that I'm using in order to get this visibility. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
can make money outside of here. I've done shows, I've done sold out shows, I've done a lot of things that has become incredibly profitable. But at the same time, me personally, as a content creator, I can't complain about the visibility and the split that I have with YouTube as a result of everything that comes along with it. I think that it's incredibly fair. I think it's really fair of what I give to YouTube or what the split is versus how I benefit from it because they benefit, I benefit. I look at it as a partnership.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, I don't think that the average citizen should really give a hoot about what happens to artists. I think that we have to always be working on our own behalf, doing whatever we can within the skill sets that we have, the tools and resources that are available to us. Unfortunately, when it's very creative, when it comes to making music, that type of thing, a lot of people aren't really tech savvy. They just are not. And when it comes to advocacy, the problem with tech is that the people sitting up there on the hill, they don't really understand tech.
Mm,
They don't understand, just as when Facebook was, on the hot seat, they were asking really stupid questions. They had no clue what was going on with tech. They didn't even understand the internet for the most part.
yeah.
So it takes someone with brass golf balls to get up there and sit and be interacting with people who can make a difference on that hill, the president in this case, to bring attention to it. And I just really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you and the time you've given me. And I hope I've answered at least a little bit of.
Yeah, absolutely. Great conversation. I appreciate you for coming up and giving me your insight and understanding into what this is.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sable.
Have a good one.
See you, babe.
Bye bye.